Hello, hello, hello. I thought I'd do a video today about processing anger. Many of us feel angry and many of us dodge anger as well. And I just really want to put this question towards you right now. If you're ever dodging anger or going, let's be positive, when actually something's quite shit, what happens is we actually internalize that feeling. We've not actually listened to we've not listened to ourselves. We're not allowing ourselves to go, actually, I feel angry. Angry is quite a healthy emotion. It's not a bad emotion. Actually, it's one of the emotions which is akin to healing. It is, and processing information. But we live in a day and age where we have to package our anger and we put it away into a little box so no one sees it because it's really bad and it's really shameful. But then right underneath, down in the pit of your stomach, where the stress IBS is, where the flare-ups are, you're fucking seething, right? And it's all hidden under a smile. Fucking bastard. Do you see? Really seething, and what happens is it's hidden psychological stress. That's what it comes down to, hidden psychological stress. A lot of it gets stored up in the solar plexus, down in the gut, in the stomach. Some of it, depending on what it's relating to, because anger is only a surface level emotion, which I'll get to in a minute, but a lot of it then can come from the bladder as well, due to fear. Not knowing what to say, am I going to say the wrong thing? But instead we blow up at people, you fucking bastard. Or sometimes we're just overly nice and we please, right? So we have different behaviors. So sometimes we may freeze, sometimes we'll fight, sometimes we'll flight, so we'll run away on holiday. Holidays are always a great way to run away. Or we'll fawn over someone because we're so scared of them. And these are ways that we internalize this anger, this ball of fire, this passion. A lot of it can be passion, that you're passionate about something, but it just appears as, I'm fucking so raging right now. But anger is just a surface level emotion. No one ever tells you that, right? That anger is actually a surface level emotion for something that's going on a little bit deeper. What are you disappointed in? What are you scared of? What's frustrated you? What's upset you? What's making you feel sad right now? Sometimes that anger is on top of this vulnerability, the ability to allow yourself to be seen when you are really angry. Have you ever been so angry before that you thought, I really want to fucking kill this person? But really, you just want to have a big fat cry. Do you know what I mean? You just want to like, fucking, and then, oh my God, and just have a cry instead. And that's what comes up for a lot of the clients that I work with when processing anger, because processing anger all comes down to articulation, not knowing what to say, because sometimes maybe we're being a little bit too polite. Maybe we're worried about, being judged, because obviously we're judging ourselves. We don't want to be bad people. It depends on how society look at you, right? So there are different ways of processing anger, and it could be articulation, but there is definitely a need to be listened to and heard and seen during that time. And that's what I provide with my service as an energy and wellbeing mentor. It's important that you process anger. The reason why it's important that we process anger right now, because whatever is flagging in our body is actually turning up in our life as a whole, but also equally that hidden anger is actually coming out of our body. So it will show up maybe in the lips. So I don't have it now, but I did. And I haven't had one in years because I was so pissed off with what was going on in the news and shit. And I was like, I just want to say something about it. But you know what? As much as I wanted to say something about it, I just felt it just wasn't coming from the right place to say it. So I didn't want to say it at this time. So I'm learning to process it first, so then I can say it in a different way. Because I don't want to say it in the way that it came across. and just sounding just really fucking angry. But I know why anger is healthy. It's just not something that I actually wanted to do. So sometimes it can come out in your lips, maybe a cold sore or something like that. Lowered immune system is definitely behind that. Right, and the reason why we have a lowered immune system, because we've got hidden psychological stress. The body is reacting and always like, oh my God, but I must keep it down and keep like, right. Sometimes it can come up as skin irritation. So we're talking about spots and things like that. Sometimes it can come up as suppression, which you're going to hear me talk a lot more about suppression. And suppression can be with food as well. We stuff things down. I just want to stuff it down. If I stuff it down, it'll go away. And there's a process that the body is doing during that time where it's signaling hunger, but really it just wants to process some kind of emotion, but it's been used to being fed instead. This emotion is being used to being fed. So once you take the food away, and I'm not talking about starvation, and if that triggers you, right, please don't listen to these videos, because the thing is, at the end of the day, you're barking up the wrong tree, right? We're talking about removing food when your body is satiated. Right? Your body's satiated and you're not enabling an emotion to take over your body anymore. And what that happens to do is bring up and process that information, bring up and process that level of anger that's underneath, that upsetness that's underneath the anger or the scaredness or the fear. That comes up instead, and it starts to satiate down whatever we want to put in our body. So we stop stuffing. We don't stuff as often. We don't comfort eat as often anymore, because we start to regulate the body. So we're talking about self-regulation as a process here. So we're learning to self-regulate. So there are different things that you can do to work with your body when you are working with anger. And if that is something that is coming up for you right now at this stage in your business, maybe you're noticing that you're quite angry about the way certain things are going in your business and you don't know how to deal with it. Maybe, you find it really difficult to have like a kind of work-life balance between you and your business. Or maybe that is something going on in your life that is like kind of really, but at the same time, you need to process that information so you can move forward. Because sometimes we don't know how to process it, right? Many of us don't know how to process anger. Sometimes we don't want to feel what it feels like. Sometimes we feel like it's a bad thing. So, I always provide that private environment for my clients to do that, for them to be able to articulate if they need to be able to tune into their own body and know what it feels like when certain things come up, and then learn essentially how to let go of self-sabotaging patterns which are connected to this level of anger. So I'm going to leave it there for today. And if this resonates with you in any way, just click the link above or below. You can start off with a 4-week kickstart, or if you want to go into a longer term transformation, then you can do that too. The details are all there for you to do that. Just click on Discovery Call to do that. Anyway, I'll leave it there for this week. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon. Speak soon.